welcome, everyone. Tanya with Adventures for Connection. Happy Wednesday. Today, we're here to have a conversation. First of all, I'd like to introduce Shay. Shay is a lovely soul who's kind of kitty corner in North Carolina, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, and one of our members. She's also quite profoundly connected, and I'll let her share a little more of her story. Go ahead, Shay.
Um, Gosh, I don't know. I know I'm a healer. I've gotten my Reiki master. I was doing healing energetic before that. Um, my ex-husband always told me I was psychic because I would let him know what he was bringing home in a box, which usually involved animals. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to be committed to healing people, helping myself, um, and grow consciousness all over the world.
Absolutely, and it's a beautiful time. Were you born in North Carolina?
I was born in Gastonia, North Carolina, which at one time, I think in the 30s, was the murder capital of the world.
Oh, interesting,
Yeah, but
interesting.
it's a nice little area. I mean, it's home to me. It's like
Yeah,
anywhere else. You know where to go, where not to.
absolutely, and I know you and I have similar beliefs, so let's chat about energy for a second and just say, for example, the phone. My phone works when I'm out and about. I can't see that connection, but it's just working. And energy healing, whether it be Reiki or quantum, or as I like to say, it's energy. You all have it. We can all tap into those higher realms, so to speak, to bring a high vibrational frequency energy in. As you go through the healing process for self, you go through this purge, upgrade, purge, upgrade, and you choose or not choose to get skills, or maybe you just get them. You're just given them energetically, intuition, guided to do things. There's been tons of things I do that I'm like, I don't even know where that came from, but it just comes in when you need it. And so as you attune to reading energy more, your skills increase and you're able to support and help others. And what you're really doing most of the time is your energy is higher vibrational, and you are showing that other soul that higher vibrational energy, and they feel better. They feel better being around you. You were probably always the person that people came to share with, to ask questions, or just hang out with so that they actually felt better around you. Would that be true?
Yeah, a lot of people call and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Or I notice it's kind of cathartic. A lot of people will have something erupt and they'll cry, but it's a healthy cry. They realize what it is that's bothering them. Um, and you just kind of hold space for them and let them release that because sometimes they don't even know what it is that's bothering them.
Yeah, and you have a beautiful saying for that. What is crying? I love that saying. I use it all the time now.
It's your windshield wipers for your
It's-
soul.
yeah. And it's a huge energy release. I was on a call the other day with someone, and she's, I don't even know why I'm crying. And I'm like, that's okay, because you feel seen and heard and safe, right? And that's so beautiful to be able to share. Hello, Cindy. Good to see you. Yeah, guys, if you're here, we're going to do a little energy work with you today. We invite you to type in something you'd like worked on, and we'll pick a person and then go through a process with it. And hey, Kriba, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, everything is energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. So I often say, what happens when this body is done? We're eternal beings. We go on forever. When we come into this avatar, in order to survive in here, only part of our soul can come in. And we come in to have soul expansion. We choose before we come in the family, the lessons. And as we go through this, the main goal is to remember who you truly are and how powerful you are. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Hello, Flispus. Good to see you. Hi, Andrea. Yeah, and so I think, Shay, recently you've had a bit of a opening and you're remembering more?
Yeah, it's almost like it's, how you feel like it's just like right there.
Yeah,
And I get little bits and pieces, and it's just, I just feel like if we all are energy, that in order to expand, we're starting from our inner self first, and then it goes, through our chakras, through our aura, through the earth, and all those balls come together, and then it reaches out into the cosmic, and it's already there. We're just teaching ourselves how to tap into it, how to be it, because that's what we are.
we're remembering. It's a
Hmm.
remembering. Yeah. And so our mission here at Adventures for Connection, it's like, it's a really big adventure game, guys. It may not feel like it sometimes, but there's no right or wrong, and there's no good or bad in the sense that no matter what happens, I know my biggest lessons were my most traumatic things that have happened to me that really rock your world a little bit and have you perceive things a bit differently that you may never have perceived had you not gone through that. So we definitely, I mean, if everything was always rosy and good, I don't think there would be movies. Like, why would you make a movie where everyone's just happy and joyful? You have to have that antagonist. You have to have that challenge in order for it to be interesting, even. And so they call it the hero's journey. So we're all on our own hero's journey. And we start when we're young, and then we get programmed
Hmm.
at school and by parents. And I'm drawing this little circle and I can see it. And then you get these clues that you go, oh, that's not what I thought the world was about. And then you, oh, let's pull on that. Let's see what else we can find out. And then you find out more and you go along, and all of a sudden you start getting tools in your toolbox, and you're like, all right, I can take on anything. Well, then more's thrown at you. And you just keep adding to this toolbox and expanding your consciousness. And even though, some weeks I'm spitting fire over what I don't like that's happening. And it's like, all right, I know this is for my highest good. I know I'm clearing this. And then we move on, and you come back up to this point where you're like, then you can lift others up and you can help support. You can be that bright light and be supportive for others. And that's really where I feel we don't have it all figured out. That is not, it's a constant, never ending cosmos birthing progression of life being
And
eternal, right? It goes on and on and on. So there's no,
sometimes you get surprised.
right? Let's go ahead
Hmm.
and expand on that, Shay.
Um, I know a lot of people like, oh, come to me with, they'll have depression or anxiety. And what I'll tell them, and this happened to me, and I was just like dumbfounded. Your solar plexus, is yellow. So I always like, okay, well, let's picture a bright sun. Okay. And then if you're depressed, let's do a lemon tree. Okay. The biggest, beautiful lemon tree with the biggest, beautiful lemons. So I would try that, for myself. And if I got depressed, I just in my mind see myself pick one of those lemons and squeeze the juice around the trunk. Well, I was in a really bad way one day. And sometimes I see things as cartoons. So I'm thinking, okay, I got to shift this. Let's do some lemon tree stuff. Well, the lemons were no longer just lemons. They had little shoes and feet like Minnie Mouse, and they had on makeup and blue eyeshadow, and they were in the, at the carnival, the ride with the chains and you're swinging around. Well, they were swinging around the tree, and they were just having the best time. And then the boy lemons, instead of squeezing the lemon, they were peeing off of the swing to the base of the tree. Well, what am I going to do? I had to laugh. It shifted
Right?
my energy. I didn't do that. I didn't consciously think about that. It just appeared in my, you know, and hey, it worked. I was dying laughing for the next little bit.
Right? And laughter does raise your vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And I often find, especially if one is frustrated, like we all manage our own energy, so to speak. It's how you go about managing it. And we always say nature's really good for assisting. The sun, grounding, dancing, a bath, with candles and music, listening to music, whatever floats your boat, so to speak, whatever brings you joy. And almost one could make a little jar and singing, yes, toning, using your tone, putting it in a jar, all those things. And then if you don't know what to do, you just mix it up and pick one. And then that way, it's a surprise to you. Oh, cool, I'll do that. But we're all responsible for the way we think, the words we use, especially, and how we treat others. And it's important to go through the feels. If you're angry or frustrated, go for it. Yell it out, stomp it out. Stomping's really good for that, for shifting that. Write it out and burn it. So there's many ways to move through. And I know, and so let's talk a little more on depression, because I find depression and anxiety are really big right now. And so I've often, and I still believe, often depression is thinking about the past and what you coulda, shoulda, woulda done. And anxiety is thinking about the future. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen in your future spinning, so to speak. Both are a bit of a spin. What's your take on that, Shay?
I had pretty hard time coming up.
Yeah.
I don't think that I figured out, like, midway down the birth canal, what the F am I doing? But I've decided, and this was probably right when I first started really committing to this path, that I would not let my past hurts affect my ability to love people. Because are not the ones that hurt us the most the ones that need it the most?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. We can forgive, but I don't want to stay victim to what happened for me.
Right.
Because, like you said, I wouldn't be who I am had I not slid off a rock, got my feet wet, or, ended up in the mud.
Right.
But I think that's important. I think that's the first step for people, is to not be be a victim. And it's a work in progress. It's every day. You have to do it every day. And that's why I love you and Norma so much, because we're real people. It's not like, do like me, No, we're just I got chills. We're just people. We're all working on this together.
Yeah.
And we're all at different places. And what's something that I can learn from, Andrea, or from you, there's something else that you might learn from me. And that kind of makes that whole. That's isn't that what unity is? Bringing all the parts together.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be like anybody else.
Yeah. And 2025 is all about common unity, creating community in a concise way. In order to have community, it can't be a free for all. There has to be an expectation of the container that it is safe. And that if you have another member that you're not comfortable with, that there's a process to go through to get a perspective shift and connect differently. And I think it's very close to being ready, where as this judgment falls away and this division falls away, that's what everyone's going to want. Right. And we're really coming into that over the next 3 months. We'll see a huge shift within that, of that division, of that judgment. And it is, we all came in to have this individualized experience, to remember who we truly are, and then come back all connected, right? And connected to source. That's the path, right? We go, okay, we're connected again. And this can often be when we leave. If you watch any NDEs, I'm not going to say that there's a lot of weight to some of the experiences, because I don't know where they went. I can't say for a fact, but I do know there's way too many out there talking about going back to source and going back to unconditional love. Yeah. And that's what we get to feel here soon too.
And everybody wants that. Everybody. They just don't know how to get there from here,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and part of finding this connection, hi, Beverly, part of finding this connection is to be able to have compassion for where somebody else is at. Have empathy, but don't go into that sympathy, I need to rescue you mode. And so quite often, especially okay, men always want to fix things, right? So if you're telling your partner, oh, this is wrong, they want to fix it. No, I just need to be heard. So as you know, we do have little bit different needs per se, whereas keeping these, yeah, absolutely, Carolyn, keeping these circles so that there isn't judgment. You know, that's what we do in our membership. We just have a circle and everyone's able to just be themselves. And the more we get together, the more there's trust, the more that comes out. It's been really, really profound and beautiful. And we're all so honored. Norma Jean and I are so honored to witness and watch and hold that container. It's a really beautiful experience to witness. And even when somebody else has a different opinion than you, that's okay too, because we have no idea what their beliefs were growing up.
And there's always more room in the container, right? It's just like
Yeah.
lighting a candle from another candle. That flame doesn't diminish, but you can light however many candles you want to. It's
Yeah,
all about the volume.
yeah, absolutely. All right. This is what Kreebah's been waiting for. This little light of mine. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we definitely will be singing that at some point. It'd be good to have an instrument. You have an instrument, don't you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I have a bowl.
You have a bowl? I have a bowl. Yeah. All right. We'll have to get a few more instruments
I
together
have
and then
air
we'll get it.
drums.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have a rattle. I have a drum. Dum diddy dum diddy dum dum dum. Absolutely. So does anyone have anything they'd like to have worked on today? We can definitely. She has a piano. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know what a kalimba is, Andrea. So go ahead and type in there. Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah, she's been waiting for this one. We'll get there. We'll get there. Absolutely. And we have All Hallows Eve coming. So Shay, will you share a little bit about your sleep routine? What kind of messaging's been coming through that you feel is pertinent for others to maybe hear, and how you've been coming into more information as part of this expansion process?
well, I did the Cohu 32.
Yeah.
A lot around that has opened up. The more I try to take it in bits and pieces, because I read through it all and then I'm like, okay, let me break it down. And I just see us as the energy, but the energy it's a feeling, and it's all our words and our programming and everything has made us what that, like the water experiment, the little crystals. What have we made our crystal? Can we change it? I go to work, I try to get grounded. I've been thinking about the spiral and the gyroscope. And so as I walk down the hall, I started with my root chakra and trying to like spin it. And I notice when you spin it and then you come back around, it's going this way and it's going this way. But this way will flip, and then you're making little figure eights.
Yeah.
And the front, or this part, is going actually counterclockwise, which I always have been told I was not right because my chakras spin backwards. Well, okay, according to this, they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Who knows? So I've just been going with it and letting it be and trying to get them all going together and pushing it out, and whatever I feel like, the more we do that, the better that we become at it, that is what generates our tone and our energy.
Yeah.
And we push that out to other people, and then we're not so susceptible to things we don't want in our field.
And so was that helping you at work?
It's like taking candy away from a baby. About 3 days, you get a temper tantrum, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll
Okay.
get
So
better.
let's well, first we're gonna do a few things here. So number one, let's talk about the CoQ, and I'll do a little bit first. And something interesting happened with yours. So as I was saying, there's a key missing, and then CoQ was like that missing key that gives us a framework to explain to people what's actually going on. And so if the tropical astrology is the matrix and created and controlled by those that created the matrix, so those that are running it, let's be clear, those that are running the matrix, or we're running the matrix, let's be clear, because right now all the consciousness focused on the show, focused on life the way they know it, and they feel like the whole world's falling apart. We're having a breakdown for a breakthrough, because the baseline energy they were using to structure that is gone. It's done. It's collapsed. Can't do it anymore. But because we're consciously creating, so many people are so attached to it, they can't perceive anything else yet. They can't imagine anything else yet, so that it becomes the reality. So we're doing this slow shift. And to me, if energy, and I'm just going back to what you were saying about the chakras, if all the chakras are spinning and that's all they're doing is spinning and then spinning out, that's only bringing us up. It's not allowing it to go out all the other ways too, in my opinion, right? It's, yeah. So there's really something to this, and we'll do a little bit of
Doing this.
right? And that makes complete sense to me. Absolutely. And it resonates completely. You don't know what you don't know until you know. And so then as we look at CoQ, what happens is you get your chart from within the matrix, the time you came in, but you're getting realigned energetically with the cosmos, which is the astronomy, so that you can get back to your true self. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight. It's a shift. First 3 days, 3 hours, you should feel something. But again, you're just to go into observer mode. And then after the first 3 months, and mine is December 17th, after 3 months and 3 days, then you should be almost fully online. So remembering that energy can take time to travel. And so if we now imagine ourselves standing in all these rays up above us, aligned to where they should be aligned, now coming into us to recalibrate, recenter, that's done, but we need to let the energies to shift. And imagine that this matrix has all of these other, it's been mixed up. We all know that. Everything's not aligned as it should be within the tropical. And so it's like a tangled web, and we're pulling that apart now. Almost you don't need to do anything. It's happening on its own because it cannot attach to these rays. And so the more you just are and be and do your very best to stay grounded, don't consume too much politically, mentally, emotionally, and really work on just being. I've been barely watching anything or anyone. There's no need to. It's all right here. I just have to ask about something. I'm like, oh, okay. Right. And so this realignment is happening. That's the CoQ. That's the foundation. And there's much more to this, to the point of like paint colors. There's a coloring book. There's many things you can do to just keep that vibration in your reality. Like one of my features walls, I'm like, oh, that's why I picked that color. This one too. That's why I picked this color. Not only is it partly chakra, but it's partly one of the rays as well. And so we can really dig in, and I'm going to get my chart printed bigger and put it up here. So that's exciting. And then, so the whole chakra thing makes sense in order, and it will also, in my opinion, now it will have more strength as it's going out, because it's more, it's got more structure to it that way. Does that make sense? Yeah. So in doing that and doing that for work, you're noticing a difference. And remember, we come in to trigger people. People won't change unless they're triggered. And so it's really important, and we get really, really good at not being triggered by other people's shit or what they throw at us. Yeah, absolutely. And that's part of that resilience. And you're like, all right, I got this. And then more comes your way.
I was just thinking when you
Yeah,
were talking about that, it's like the straws and all that, just like we dropped our necklace in the bottom of our pocketbook, and then when we pull it up, it's like this big ball of crap. So we're trying to gently
yes,
pull out and get it where we can put it back and wear it and be us.
absolutely. Absolutely. So Shay, do you think you could do a little guided chakra alignment meditation?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Hmm.
put her on the spot. You see what we do here? Just wherever we're comfortable. So if you guys want to get nice and comfortable, let's take a few minutes. See if you can feel something. See if you can sense the energies. And I'm going to let Shay lead away. Go ahead, love. You got this.
Okay, everybody comfortable? Either sitting or lying back. Your feet flat on the ground. Palms up. Imagine your favorite place. No matter if it's lying by the beach, the waves coming up into your feet, or by a pond, or in a field of wheat, the wind gently blowing. Look at the colors around you. What do we get when we mix them all together? It's black. That is our creative point. Creation is black. We are black. We came from black. And we are grounded in our root chakra, which is red. And try to picture it. Which way does yours spin? Counterclockwise? Clockwise? Or is it spinning? Is it a deep, rich red? Imagine it like a jewel, a faceted jewel. And just reach out with your mind and give it a spin. A comfortable rate. Nothing too fast, nothing too slow. And just feel that energy go down through your legs into that blackness. That blackness is grounded in the earth. And above that is our sacral chakra. Orange. Tells us who we are. Are you comfortable with who you are? Think about it. Do you love who is holding that shape? See if it's spinning too. Make it an orange jewel. Give it a little nudge. You need to. Or put the 10-speed bike brakes on it and slow it down. And rise up until your belly button is amber. This is your amber chakra. And you know we're not alone. We're never alone. We have our ancestors. This is where they come through at. Because we were birthed from them. And their cells are actually still within our body. Our mother's cells are in our body. And hers were in her. So our lineage is actually still within us. So you can tap into that, knowing they're always with you. And we'll rise up to yellow, your solar plexus. Do you get anxious? There's those 10-speed bikes. Put a little card in the spokes so you know when it gets out of hand. You hear it. Tap that brake just a little bit, ever so slightly. But keep it turning. And you know, when you're going too fast, you can slow yourself down. Don't let your thoughts get you out of control. Think about who you are. You are volume of light. This body is an avatar. It's just denseness. Just think about being light. Remember when you were a kid and you used to lay in the bed, you felt like you were floating? Or you did the sleepover and everybody had 2 fingers underneath, light as a feather, and they picked you up? Do that. Lighten your soul. When you rise up to your heart, your beautiful heart, your green heart, that jewel that turns with love and compassion for everyone, especially yourself. Because it's okay to love people. Nobody has the power to tell you who to care about and who not to. You can set boundaries. You can show compassion as well, even if it's just energetic. You're planting seeds. Your higher heart is aqua color. Just picture the water like at the Caribbean. You're just floating. You are floating and you're letting all that love, passion surround you. And it feels good. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. It's just right. Because it's you. You are the love and the compassion. You are the mercy and the grace. And you give that to yourself. And you can give it to others. And your sky blue throat chakra. I like to say it's Carolina blue because that's my home. It's beautiful. It lets you speak without fear. It lets you know what you say is true for you, and it doesn't matter what other people think. And your third eye chakra, indigo or purple, that's all connected to your throat and your heart. You get that knowledge, you get it coming in, and it opens wide up. And you sometimes speak things that you're not aware of that you knew. That's where that knowledge comes from. In your crown chakra, some people say it's purple, some say it's golden, but it doesn't matter. It's an avenue, it's a portal, it's a connection, it's divine, and that opens up you. That is your connection to that light that's inside of you. It all speaks together. There's many, many, many lights that come together. Let that light shine. Don't hide it under a bushel. Have your chakra that's above your head that is white. Let that light flow out like a fountain. Just see it sprinkle all over you and cover your auric field from head to toe, all the way beneath your feet. And then we're going to lean a little bit forward and a little bit to the right until you tip over and you're doing the gyroscope. That energy tips and it comes back up around you, comes back over your left shoulder. And the whole time, the front of you is spinning, your middle is spinning on a plane, horizontal and vertical. And then this other direction, which is making 8s. And it connects in the middle. And that's your 0 point right at your heart. You have the power to do anything you want. And it's not even a power, it's just you. Sit with that and do the slipstream. I just saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We're going to do the slipstream tonight. So think about that. And slowly come back to the room as you're ready.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah. And yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Shay.
Well,
And
that
I
was on
found
the fly.
right? Yeah, well done. It's fascinating how as we go through this process of expansion that everyone's like going back to older ways of doing things because they think that going to the root will, but the energies have shifted too much. It's time to bring in the new. There's always a way to shift and change it. And then what feels good for you? What resonates with you? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If you feel like you're spinning a little too much, was that I like that
Tap the
analogy.
brake.
But yeah, pump the brakes and put a car in the spokes, and then and yeah, and absolutely get out there and get grounded. You can also draw on the bottom of your foot. Yeah. So let us know if that what you felt during that. What did you feel, guys? We want to hear. Absolutely. Yeah. Kriva says, thank you, Shay. Powerful. Yeah.
You're welcome. Love
Yeah.
some Creba.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Norma too. Yeah. Chart of Chronicles.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And so when you're doing work on yourself energetically, so for me, like a little body movement in the morning. And yes, I have a video done, Carolyn. I keep forgetting to post it, so I'll get on that afterwards. But a little lymphatic drainage and getting the body moving in the morning, and then going through some stretching, and then running the chakras, like doing a body check-in. We've been taught to like get up and go, right? And outward, outward, outward. But take that time for you in the morning. Maybe it's slowly sipping on a cup of tea or slowly sipping on a cup of coffee. You know, you have this opportunity to slow down. And right now, especially, the crazier the world seems, the more I slow down. Because I'm like, oh, I don't want to, I'm the eye of the storm. I'm not inserting myself in that energy at all. I'm going to say far away. Flispis says, thank you, Shay. There you go, love. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And have you worked on pets?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your experience with that so others can hear?
I have a friend that has a pit bull. He was the run of the litter, and he thinks his whole life he thought he was 10 pounds. He's probably 11 or 12 now, and the vet has said he's had some type of leukemia. I've worked on him. I notice they animals love the energy, and they come and get it no matter what. Just, they recognize it, they're coming. And when I've been at people's houses and done or worked on them, the pets will lay at my feet. But this particular animal, he's well into his old man years, but it seems to have helped him because he just he soaks it up. I was there one night. She has another dog's a little shepherd mix, and I was working on the pit bull, and she came over. She wanted to get in on it, and buddy, never seen him do this. He's like, "Get away! This is mine." Which it was fun, but I'm like, okay, something's going on here. But so I had to make sure she got her time too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's beautiful. Yeah, in my running the painting company, I get to meet lots of pets and quite yeah, they're like, "My animal never does that." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, it's me."
Oh, I've heard that
Right?
plenty.
Yeah. Yeah, or the, dog you're walking down the street and the dog does this towards you because it's reading energy. It's like, "I
Hmm.
want some of that." Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Go ahead. You were gonna say something?
I've gotten jobs
Mhm.
because of the way the pets reacted. That's the standard. My dog's never done that before. I don't understand. Like it's just that he recognizes the energy. Which is strange because when I guess I was probably in the first grade, I got attacked by a dog, and I was terrified to even go out my front door. My mother would have to go with me to the car and drive me next door.
Wow.
And so she realized, okay, we got to do something. And I loved horses. So she decided to take me to get horseback riding lessons. And that got me over my fear. And now it's like, I worked with animals before I did people. I worked at the emergency vet. I worked at a kennel. And, it's funny when you pull up to somewhere that's got 50 dogs and you can pick out, you know, especially this one, I remember her name's Coco. She was a Brittany Spaniel. I could hear her barking as soon as I would turn in. And I would go out there and she would just be bouncing, all 4 feet would come off the ground, till I went back there. And it's just, animals are so cool because they love you unconditionally anyway. And if you can learn to master your energy around an animal that you're terrified of, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. You
Absolutely.
know?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Carolyn. And so then I would presume that you've been doing healing a lot longer than you even realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of, the girl that I worked for that had the kennel, yeah, she kept people's animals while they went on vacation, and she also did grooming. Well, I would
Yes.
be in the back, and all the ones that were unruly or would fear bite because you're grooming them, she'd call me up there. And I'd just get their little face in my hand, and I would start to tell them a story, and I would use their name
Yeah.
and make it their story. Got to where her business took off. So we didn't have to sedate them, even the
Yeah.
bad ones. You know, it took two of us, yeah, but it, you know, you didn't have to sedate the animal. The animals were a lot happier to be there.
Yeah.
You know, then the
They
owners
look
can
forward
tell.
to it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, all you gotta say is, "We're going such and such," and they're there at the door ready to go. You know, because people, you can tell a lot by where your animal wants to go and where they don't, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that makes me wonder too. I wonder if there is an animal place that you can connect with to, tap in.
I really wanna do the horses and have
Yeah.
horses.
Keep calling that in. Horses are
Yeah,
magical because their root chakra's on their back, and so then when we sit on them, we plug in. Yeah.
mhm,
And so you have to be good energy to ride a horse. If they don't like you ain't staying on.
mm-mm, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, let's give Andrea a little love right now. So Andrea's having an upgrade, a purge, so to speak, and definitely suffering some headache. I keep getting detox. So you want to tap in with Andrea? You do know Andrea,
Yeah. Is
and I
it,
know she accepts.
the back of the neck and down the shoulder blade?
Mm, 444 here.
Why am I seeing, I'm hearing mossy green and seeing mossy green.
Mossy green. What does that mean to you, Andrea? Mossy green,
Maybe mossy oak?
mossy oak. Hmm. You get a tree in your yard? Shoulder blades are yours. Okay. Well, Norma's got her shoulder blade. Sounds like we could do a little back of the neck and shoulder blade work. So we're doing this for everyone right now. So back of the neck, shoulder blades. Most of us carry the weight of the world on our shoulders.
Who's not grounding? Somebody's not grounding.
I'm grounding everyone right now.
Does Andrea have TMJ?
Andrea, do you have TMJ? She's not sure about the mossy green.
And I see the words, not necessarily the color.
Yeah.
Did Norma fall down recently?
That's a good question.
And you don't have TMJ.
Hi, Chastia. Well, you're probably picking up on whoever's got what. This is one of the challenges with groups, right? Is that there's quite a bit coming in, so let's just bring it all in.
Okay, I'm not sure what this is.
Go ahead.
There's a vine with some red. They're not berries. They're more kind of little flat,
Okay.
and it's looped, and it's around, like it goes from here around somebody's shoulder. That's normal.
So say that one more time for Norma so she can hear it.
It's like a brown vine, and it's got
Okay.
little, maybe some size red. They're not berries. They're kind of squished.
Yeah.
But it's like in here, and it goes around the back, and it
Yeah.
makes a loop, and then it goes around your waist and out somewhere.
Okay. Can we do something about it? Can we remove it? Yeah, Chastia's saying Holly. Norma, take a deep breath in. We're going to assist you. Visualize this being cut.
Did it go away? I don't see it anymore. How do you feel, Norma?
There we go. And so quite often as one is doing healing, you see things visually as a indicator, or and it could even be something from another lifeline, another timeline, the past, as people like to call it, past lives. But quite often we'll carry that vibration through and have it here as well. And so it can be energetic, it can be, but it's shown generally visually. And for me, she's like, yeah, you're good. So hope that helped. Awesome. Yeah. And so many people have tied themselves up too energetically without realizing it. And so again, aligning yourself with the 32 rays of light into the astronomy, into the cosmos, will help to unbind and untangle that. Alchemy of wood to star. There we go. Yeah, it's about the holly. Alchemy of wood to star. Yeah, beautiful. And it sounds like Carolyn has a little TMJ. And Andrea, how's your neck feeling?
I think Andrea's is positional.
Yeah, I was. I'm like, I can see her looking at a device, right? Like that.
Mhm.
It's irritating your neck here, and so really important to work on your um, posture. And I see it all the time with people on the street. So it's like this. Now that's not a normal position for the neck. You should be holding your neck up. And so one wants to, if you have to be on a device while you're in like whatever you're doing, bring it up. Get a stand for it. Like even my phone has a stand that I put it on if I'm doing something long term versus me sitting there and holding it. Yeah. So go ahead with the TMJ. Great job, Shay, Chastia says. Awesome. Thank you, Chastia.
Carolyn's is in her hair. I've been getting that a lot. A lot of people get stuff in their hair and they don't realize it.
So tell us more about that.
All I feel is like stuff gets in her hair, and a lot of people don't think to clear that.
Yeah.
So I'm just picturing Carolyn and flicking that stuff out. Because it's causing her to have the TMJ. You don't realize it's heavy, but it is. And she feels it. Because this is a sensor. So she feels it. So she's like, what is that? So I'm just like,
She's asking if it's hair gel or mousse.
No, it's energetic.
It's energetic, love. Yeah. Hairlines connected to dimensions. Brush your hair with consciousness. Yeah, to detangle. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Or my cat licking my head all the time. I have a cat that looks. See, we all forget, and so I do that, even though I don't even really have any hair, right? To be I energetically clear like all of me. That's
So
important.
Andrea said she's really still achy.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody do this if you're able, not if you're not. Doesn't matter if your hair's short. It's
Yeah.
still think about little nose hairs. They're meant, ear hairs. We hear out of that. If you're able, Andrea, and anybody that wants to stand up, feet, hip length apart, arms out beside you, palms down. All right, we're going to do 5 forward arm rolls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do neck rolls to the right. 1, and it shouldn't hurt. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now breathe in on your up with your arms and out. Do it 2 more times. Now, I want you to think about your weapon of choice. Could be anything. And we're going to just push all this negativity, especially from around our neck and our shoulders and our arms. Just brush it down to the floor. Let it pile up around your feet. Then bend over. If you're able, don't let it hurt. Bend over as far as you can. Let your arms hang. Wiggle your fingers. Now we're thinking about our weapon, right? Pick something you want. I want Opie Taylor's slingshot. That's what I'm going to use. Okay? We're going to pack all that negative energy up at our feet. Let's get it up. Pack it together like a good tight snowball. And on 3, we're going to throw it up and we're going to shoot it with our weapon. And when we shoot it, it's going to turn into positive light and energy. And you have to make the sound of your weapon. And you also have to run and catch the transmuted energy. Because that's going to fill you up and you're going to feel better. Okay? Ready? Okay. Everybody sound off with their weapon. I got Opie Taylor slingshot. What you got, Tanya? Okay. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ow!
That was awesome.
Okay, now how you feel, Andrea?
Yeah. Do you feel lucky, punk? 45 Magnum. Yeah, a couple things coming through. Kreba says you hear grinding in your neck. Yeah, that's tissue buildup. Sounds like crinkle wrap. We don't give enough attention to our bodies. Remember, we're all so much in our heads. You feel solar plexus. Beautiful. Absolutely. And that's what I've been talking about. Love your body. Hey, body, good morning. How you doing today? Right? And you've got tons of points. This is an activator point right there where it feels really meaty and you pinch it hard and you can feel that. This is an activator point where your wrist bends and then push in. You've got one here right where your bones come down and meet. You can, yeah, give those a tap. The more connected you are to your body, the more kindness that you show your body, the less aches and pains you will have. I promise you. I promise you. Tell that to my boobs who have given up on me.
You still have them. They just moved to a different spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's something that came through. I was connecting with a couple people yesterday. I do Pilates once a week, and we're all like-minded, and we were having this big conversation. All three of us had like kidney, sciatica, lower back, like almost all of us on one side or the other. And I know Norma Jean has this as well. And so energetically for what's going on right now is quite a bit of a clearing. We curly haired gals don't brush our hair unless it's wet. Well, you might be surprised if you brush your energy. Yeah, and intentionally. Anyways, energetically, and I'm curious what Chastia says about this too. For that, to me, it's a clearing and a purge and letting go of lineage. So depending on if it's your left, it's your mother's side. If it's your right, it's your father's side of the body. Yeah. You add anything to that?
I think it's just it's a receiver. And sometimes stuff gets stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I moved through it. And so, but I had it for a few weeks there. That was interesting. So almost to the point of like limping. It's like, I'm not limping because if I start limping, then that's just going to transfer everything over here. So really intentional and paying attention to the body, making me stay even more present. And maybe that's what it's doing. It's making us all be really present in our bodies right now.
And isn't it some of that on that, like the fear of moving forward or?
Yeah, a little bit. Knees are big on that. Lower back. What are you holding back on, so to speak? Absolutely. Yeah. Coccyx vibration making 13th harmony. Yeah. Absolutely. Tuning forks are great. Absolutely. Yeah. So not only cleaning your body, but cleaning your energy, cleaning your field. It's all really important. You know when you walk in a room or you meet somebody and you just don't like them and you don't know why. It's their energy. Just tap into that more. Pay attention. How does something you're watching make you feel? How does something you're eating make you feel? How does something you're drinking make you feel? I always go by how I feel. Always. And I will compliment someone if I pick up good energy from them, right? I always compliment people out in public because it makes them smile and they light up a little bit. And isn't that beautiful that we have a little more action of enlightenment going on and lighting up that candle and lighting another candle? Pretty soon we're all going to be lit up. Absolutely. I got highs. Yes, absolutely. You know how somebody's making you feel. Your body will show it. Everything that shows up on the outside of your skin starts inside first and often is started with energy. Go ahead, Shay.
I went to spend back in July. I went to Pilot Mountain with my sister, and I had seen these two ladies over one of the overlooks, and I thought they just look so happy, you know. And then I saw them a little bit later up towards the pinnacle, and they were sitting on the bench, and I sat down with them, and I said, "Y'all are just lighting up the place." And they started laughing, and she said, "Well, this is my sister." And I said, "Well, that's funny because I'm here with my sister too." But she was on up the thing. And I said, "I noticed y'all down there. You just seem to be so bright and happy and cheery." And she says, "Well, I'm amazing. And this is my sister, Grace." And I thought, "Oh my gosh." I said, "You really are."
Yeah. And you know, they embody that. It says so much about what you say to yourself or what people say to you. Hey, amazing. How's it going? Hey, Grace. Like there's nothing but love behind that anyway. It can't
Yeah.
be the other way. Beautiful. Beautiful. So if you've got a pet or you personally would love to work with Shay, reach out to us and I'll make it happen. We'll get you booked in. And if you have any questions, feel free. Everything is energy. And as we go through this collective consciousness breakdown for a breakthrough, most important time is for you to manage your energy. And these tips and these ideas we're giving you, they only work if you do it. If you don't do it and you don't hold it up and you don't, continue to do it even when you don't feel like doing it, nobody's coming to rescue you or save you. It's up to you to shift your energy. And when you shift your energy and raise your vibration, you're going to then spin out a positive frequency, which is going to attract more of that. So that's the most important thing you guys can do right now. Love you. Make yourself happy. Bring joy to those around you that you're close with. Yeah. Our pets go through us. Absolutely. Our pets go through this more than us right now. I see this. Yeah, my cat has been caterwauling even more.
Yeah, they pick up our energy.
Absolutely. Actually, let's take a moment while we're still here. Shay, can you chop into Boots? Do you need to see him?
Yeah, let me see him.
Okay, we will do this in our live Zoom call then, because he's downstairs and I don't want to haul my computer around the house.
Well, I'll try to tap into him and.
Okay, see if you can. I can get you a photo if you like.
Is he a long-haired cat?
No, he's not a long-haired cat, but he's very bougie.
Have you looked at his butt lately?
I haven't looked at his butt lately. There he is. See if I can. There he is.
Look at his butt.
Okay.
I think he's got like something.
Okay. We'll have a look at his butt. It's dirty.
Yeah. Get a baby wipe and wipe his butt.
But do you think that's why he's caterwauling?
Well, yeah, cats are prima donnas. Yeah.
Cats' butts are always dirty. Does your cat have a dirty butt? Have we got a wipe for you? Yeah, and you know what I saw online, just to end on a laugh? There's a video I saw of these guys trying to cut the nails of their cat. And then they were showing another video of a girl, and she took the cat's scruff in her mouth, held the cat, and the cat just froze. It was just like, oh, okay. And so it allowed the nails to be cut. But I'm like, I'm not putting my cat's scruff of its neck in my mouth.
But if you scruff them, they can't do anything.
Right? Yeah. So somebody else could just hold.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny to watch the guy pick his cat up that way. And I was like, yeah, no, not my cat. I can't do that with my mouth. Like, absolutely. Oh, Carolyn's cats have long hair. I have a space helmet type of thing for using with my difficult cat. Just visualizing a cat with a little space helmet on it. The cone of shame is bad enough, people. I knew you meant on him. Yeah. Please give it a thumbs up, guys. If you're looking for help or you want to get your chart aligned, reach out. Chastity is here. Absolutely. We love cats too, Jean-Paul. They see another dimension, right? Yeah, absolutely. We're sending you all so much love tonight. Shay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
An honor. Yeah.
And remember, thousands of years ago, people worshiped cats as gods. The cats never forgot.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I love you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.